Hey guys, it's me, Yellow again, today with a special video requested by a subscriber of me, and he asked it under one of my videos if I am using macros and if I can show you how to use them or what they look like. So I decided to make a whole video about macros in general, because there's a lot of controversy about it, whether being them allowed or not allowed. Is it bannable? Is it not? How did they work? How do you set up macros? How do you use macros? And so on. So let's start off first with some of the controversy going around. So I checked around a little bit and find out some interesting stuff. For example, a Reddit user posted the reply of an GM by Blade & Soul support team, who said, as for an inquiry, Blade & Soul does not support the use of accessoires with macro systems. However, we thoroughly investigate any issues of usage of the third-party macros, and if found out that you are using these said macros for automated gaming or unfair advantage against other players, we would not hesitate to impose sanctions on the player. So, what he basically says, macros are basically not allowed if you use them for like bot-like programs or for an unfair advantage against other players, which would be in this case, for example, in PvP. I'll come on that later. Another thing I found was also a message from a GM who got asked it, and he replied, "For binding buttons using game programs is not illegal, and customizing your controls to your preference will not lead to a ban. So, for example, binding S plus S to your mouse button 4 is legal," which basically means you also can have multiple key activations bind to one single button, which is in case a macro. That's the definition of macro. A macro is executing multiple commands at once or in a certain order. That's a macro. So here in this case it's not bannable. They say it's not bannable. So for the only two cases it is bannable is when you use it against other players, or you use it to create bot programs or completely automated gaming, which is in case botting, of course. We had a lot of problems with bot in our first half year at least in Blade & Soul, and now it's pretty much gone. And yeah, another case is which, when you search up macros Blade & Soul on YouTube, you will find a hell lot of stuff. I mean, literally almost every single Korean and Chinese and Japanese and Taiwanese player is using macros. It's a fact. And why do you use macros? It's very simple. They have very, very, very fast internet in the Eastern EU region. They have like 0 ms or maximized 10 ms when they have lags, and they have incredible download and upload rates. So they use macros because no human being can smash buttons with 0 ms delay. It's impossible. You cannot click or type that fast. That's why they're using macros, to gain the maximum performance of their fast internet. And which is in EU and America, our ping is of course slightly higher, but still it's very much better to use macro if you want to increase your DPS a little bit. It's definitely an increase, because you're spamming much faster, and depending on your class or your animation cancel, it's much cleaner. And another thing I want to point out, I'm personally just using macros for animation cancelling. I'm not using macros for completely skill chain combos or something. I'm just using for animation cancel, and I will show you how to do that. So to show you how, I will open my Razer Synapse program, which I am currently using. There are a lot of other programs and a lot of other guides, therefore you can check this out. Basically what you want to do is set a certain delay and the keys you are which are leading to the certain skill binding you have done. So Yeah, let's go. I gotta switch the scene. So, there we are. Here we go. This is what my Razer Synapse program looks like on my mouse. I have the Razer Naga, I had a lot of keys. Probably I could also play Blade and Soul like halfway with keybind and everything on my mouse, because Blade and Soul just uses a very slight amount of keys, so I could totally play it like with mouse only probably. But that's another thing, maybe a challenge like doing Yeti Solo with full mouse keybinds or whatever. So this is my RBF macro, this is my RBF macro, this is my RBF4 macro, and this, no, that's not a macro, and on 5 I have my LBRB macro. Okay, now I'm gonna show you how to set them up. So, for example, this is the LBRBF macro, which is my how you call my basic no animation, yeah, my basic animation cancel rotation. So if you want to set up a new macro like LBRBF, you want to hit plus on here, and you have macro 3, and you give it a name like LBRBF tutorial. So now you have 3 options: 0 delay, which makes no sense because your game will have delay. You can do 0 delay when you want to like automated passwords or something like that, but makes no sense for me personally. So I have a ping around 20 to 30 ms. So I choose a standard delay of 20 ms. And then I gotta start recording. So every action I will do now on my keyboard or my mouse will be recorded. So I start off with LBRBF, and that's it. And now I press stop, and that's recorded. So now I'm gonna use a different tab. Switch. So basically this is num block 1 now. But if I switch to macro and choose the LBRBF tutorial, I now choose that it's macro 1 to be played as long as I hold the key. Then we get this. Okay, I have something popped off here. Switch back to Blade and Soul. So now we are having this. So as soon as I press 1 on my keyboard, on my mouse, you will see I start to spam LB because I have no other target for the other spells. And if I hit now my poison bomb and hold that key, it will spam my animation cancel rotation, which is LBRBF. It's pretty fast, and you can see that that the keys pop off more often than the skill can be used, which is quite natural because sometimes you have a delay or your rotation is too slow. But still, it's very, very consistent, it's very, very clean. If you open the damage chat, you will see that it's perfect rotation of Mist Slash, which is my LB, Hard Step, which is my RB, and Dark Strike, which is my F, LBRBF as it's called, and it will be like this forever. It's like LBRBF, LBRBF. You can see it. It's always the same rotation, it's perfect. It's very, very consistent kind of DPS and very fast, and you can do that for basically every class. Like on KFM it's like LB2F, I believe, or for Warlock it's kind of different. It's for Ice Build it might be 4 and RB in how's it called, in Soulburn, and so on. Or for Blade Master would be RB, LB. For lightning stance, and I don't know if you can macro for fire stance, I don't think so, and for force master it would basically be LBRB2. So that's it about macros. I hope you find that whole video interesting. You can hit me up with some questions below if you want to, and request other videos, Blade and Soul or anything else related to this gaming channel, and yeah, see you soon in the next video.